Welcome, sixth graders. You're on day number 3 of the 3D puzzle, and today's when you're going to start actually designing things on Tinkercad, the blocks that are needed for your 3D puzzle. And so the first thing is going to say you're going to create 27 blocks, and each of them is going to be 3/4 of an inch. And once you create 27 of them, we are going to take a screenshot of that. And then you need to align the blocks to form a 3 by 3 by 3 cube, very similar to a Rubik's Cube. And then we'll take a screenshot of that. And so I'm going to go over that with you of how to get that done. And then at the end, you need to make sure you answer the essential question and your daily summary. So today's essential question is, why is an understanding of the design process important when solving problems? So think of all the steps that go into the design process. Why is that important when we're trying to solve any problem? So let's get to our design notebook to look at what you're going to be filling out for today. And so in your design notebook, you should be at the spot where it says start day number 3. I'll give you a moment to get there, pause the video if you need to. And first, write down your daily goal if you haven't done that already. What do you want to accomplish for today? My goal is to what? Write that in right here. And then at the end of class, you're going to have this essential question to answer. Again, why is an understanding of the design process important when solving problems? And so it's already started for you with a little prompt. It's important to understand the design process because why? You'll type your answer in here. So the first part of this here is going over how to sign into Tinkercad and to make sure you're in your class. And so you'll follow these steps here, and every time you complete one of these steps, you can click on it, then right click, and you'll see then that there's a check mark. So once I sign into Tinkercad, I can give a check mark. So I'm going to sign into Tinkercad. And then from there it says join now. And so I'm going to let you go through each of these parts of making sure you sign in. From your previous work with the first design notebook, you may already be signed in, but you might have to re-enter in your class code and how to get there. So once you are signed in, you're going to go to this spot here where it says choose create a new design. So here I can see in Tinkercad it says create new design. And while that loads, I'm going to go then to what I have to do next. And it says create one cube so that its dimensions is 3/4 of an inch. And so right now the default settings are millimeters, and you can see that down here. We don't want millimeters, so before you do any of the blocks, you need to change it to inches. So in the bottom right here, it says edit grid. Click on edit grid, and we need to change that to inches. So I'll click on inches, hit update grid. And now I can start placing my cubes. So I'm going to start by placing one of these cubes in the middle. And remember the length here, it says it needs to be 3/4 of an inch. And so we're going to have to change that length, height, and width. Right now it's at 1 inch. And we want 3/4 of an inch. And since it doesn't accept fractions, 3/4 of an inch is actually 0.75. And you'll see the cube will adjust a little bit in the length. And then I'll do the same thing for the width and height here. So now I have one cube here that's 3/4 of an inch length, width, and height. So I'll go back to my design notebook, and then it's the next part. It says you need to duplicate that cube 26 more times, because together we need to have 27 of these cubes in order to make our 3D cube. So to do that, you click on the box, on the block there, and then up in the top left corner here, right next to the trash bin, it says duplicate and repeat. When I click on that, you don't really see it there, but it is hidden now underneath. So when I drag one of them to the side, you'll see I now have 2 of them. And so if I do it again, well, it doesn't have a second duplicate, so I have to once again click on it, go to duplicate and repeat, and I'm going to drag it over. So far I have 3 of them. I need to keep hitting duplicate and repeat until I have 27 of them in total. I'm going to pause my video so you have a chance to do this and get up to 27 of them. Okay, as I resume my video, you can see now that I've done this 27 times, and you should all do this too, and pause the video until you have 27 of them like I do here. Once you have 27 of them, you need to take a screenshot and then bring it back to your design notebook and insert it in here. So screenshot is going to be control and then the button above in the number 6. There's a little icon there. You click the two of them, it'll take a screenshot and enter that into your design notebook. Once you do that, you can click on insert screenshot and hit the check mark there to indicate that it is done with the screenshot there. So then the last step for day number 3 here is then we need to take these 27 cubes and arrange it into a 3x3 larger cube. And so we'll do this and use the align tool to make sure they're all lined up. So I'm going to show you how this is done. First, I'm going to start with my base of making a 3x3 area. So I'm just going to drag it. And I can see that they're attached there. 3. I got 3 there, and now I'm going to work on the middle part here. So far I have 6 of them there. I'm going to get 3x3 for my base. Okay, so now I have 3x3, but now I need to go up a level. And so notice right now if I bring it over, it needs to go higher. And so this is where we can use the align tool, but to also raise it up, you'll notice when I click on it, there's this little black arrow at the top here, and I can raise that up. And now I'm going to bring this over and place it on top. And you can see it's not quite on top there, so I'm going to drag it over more still. And that's where we can use the align tool to help us. The align tool again, so when you click on whatever boxes you want to align up, so right now I have 2 of them there, you'll see the align, and then from there you can click on which part you want to align together. So I'm going to have you pause the video at this point and wait until you get to your 3x3x3 section. Alright, as I reach the end of this step for myself, I just want to do the last one here, and you can see then I have 1 cube remaining. What I've been doing is just dragging it right in place, and then from there use that little top arrow to drag it up. And you can see now I have a 3 cube, 3 height, and 3 wide. So it's 3x3x3 all the way around. And at this point, I need to take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of this right here and go back to your design notebook to enter that in to your design notebook. And then the last thing you need to do with Tinkercad here is, right now it has a weird name assigned to this project, and we want to change it to being 3D Cube Puzzle, and then put your last name. And so I have 3D Cube Puzzle Misquick. It should then automatically save. And go to daily summary then. What did you learn today? What did you accomplish or complete? Type that in there. And that is it for day number 3. You should then be ready for day number 4, where you're going to start creating and forming the pieces that will eventually be put back together for your puzzle.